Sio with number 2. On her way to 3 tries. Here we go then with game 5 of this leg of the second leg of the Asia Rugby 7 series. It'll be Sri Lanka. Came second last weekend, took second place, got themselves to the cup, losing to Hong Kong against Singapore, who took out 6th spot, keeping Japan to a 7-0 win for 6th spot. Impressive stuff by the Singaporeans last weekend. And up here against Sri Lanka, who were red hot 3 weeks ago. Sri Lanka with a couple of changes from the squad 3 weeks ago. Richard Dhamapala, number 6, coming in, and Kachana Ramanayaka at number 7 coming in. And keep your eye out. Here's our referee Suguru Kamamuta from Japan. Keep your eyes out, of course, for they've got danger men everywhere, but Danushka Ranjan, number 8, scored 4 tries last week, 3 weeks ago. Batted back in a huge volleyball style, and some off the ball argy-bargy there by Gunaratne. Just doing the shoulder shove there, which you can do in soccer, but not rugby. So Kunasigaran, with his big bet left boot of his, gets Singapore out of trouble for a little bit. Please tweet us at Asia Rugby if you'd like to send a message or make any comments about your team, your players, or the tournament. We'd love to hear from you. Here goes Singapore now through Zaki. Ranjan comes up quick. Oh, great fend. Good footwork coming in from Samuel Teo, back in the squad. 4 changes to the Hong Kong squad. Some through injury. Daniel Chow, the veteran, noticeably missing. But Samuel Teo back in for his first run out of the series with a great fend there. Kunasigaran peels off a good 45-50 metres. That's a huge kick. He's got a lovely left boot on him, and that puts them right on attack now with a chance within 2 minutes. With Daniel Chow missing, who's going to be the go-to man in the line-out for Singapore? Good to see Brian Ung out there as well. Got a massive concussion in Hong Kong. He's obviously over that. Here they go now, taken off the top nicely by Zaki. Nicholas Yao. It's good defence from Sri Lankans coming in. Zaki again. Tries to scurry himself a couple of metres, but you can't do that because he was held onto. Sri Lankans now, we know they can attack from anywhere. Look at the turn of speed there from Pereira. Big shoulder comes in from Ramanayaka. His first appearance in the series. That's great vision from Teng. Showed some good speed, but Ranjan, sorry, it was Radwati that managed to get back there and save that one for Sri Lanka, and they've earned a penalty. Quickly taken. Look at this, back on the inside. It's Surya Bandara for his first run out in the series. Tracking back nicely was Teng. Takes him low, and that's good covering by Singapore, but now they've got to stretch it wide. Back off the left foot goes Pereira. He's a rangy runner. Here's Ranjan. Can he put something on? Usually he does, and that's what he does. Magical stuff. Wonderful player to watch. And he gets the first score of the day for Sri Lanka. He's all class, Ranjan. Just calm as you like, puts on a bit of goose and perhaps a feeble attempt in the end as a tackle, but he's one of the stars of the series. Yep. The kick is a beauty down the middle, so 7-0 Sri Lanka over Singapore. Sri Lanka in Pool B with China, Singapore and Malaysia. That's deep, that's high. Chong is under it, Teng, sorry. And he's made an unforced error there in his own 22. And he gives a little wave of, sorry boys. The sun at his back, so no sun in his eyes. You just don't want to give Sri Lanka a scrum from a restart in your own 22. It's just asking for trouble. This is Pereira to Ranjan. Can he put Pereira away? Can he reach out? Yes, he can. It's a try to Kavindu Pereira. A quick second try to Sri Lanka there. That's what happens when you make a little error like that from a restart. This time Ranjan the provider. See, another good looking conversion, but it's away to the right, so 12-0. Everybody's missed that one. Teng does a couple of forward rolls and gets them a penalty. Sydney Kumar. Kunasegaran. Singapore trying to play some rugby. Not rolling away. Here goes Kunasega. Nice little one-handed pass, but it was forward. But they went back 10. Referee Karamuta looked like he was reaching to the pocket there. But here come Singapore finally out of their own half as Nicholas Yao sets off Zaki down the left-hand flank. Puts in a little chip and it goes off the legs of Surya Bandara, and good enterprising stuff from Singapore to win the half. But they're down 12-0. Sri Lanka just warming into their work here.
Sri Lanka leading Singapore with a score to 12-0.
방금 끝난 전반전은 스리랑카 팀이 싱가포르 팀에 1대0으로 앞서
12-0 half time. Here's the second seeds, Sri Lanka, warm up into their work.
2분간의 휴식 후 후반전을 시작하겠습니다.
They'll have Malaysia at 2:44 local time, and then they'll face China in the battle of the top two seeds for their pool at 6 p.m. local time tonight. Here goes Ranjan. Looking forward to seeing him in action over the weekend. Sri Lanka missing Disanayaka, who also scored 4 tries last weekend. He's not here this weekend. 3 new players coming into the squad. And we'll be in Sri Lanka in 3 weeks' time for the Colombo Sevens. Looking forward to that. Sri Lankan women not making this weekend's tournament, and South Korea taking their place. It's going to be a number 2 from Naresh Kunasega. Yes, number 2. What does that mean? Let's see. Is it going to be the classic 10 metre? It is. That's a beauty. But up high it goes. Ramanayaka takes that well. And Singapore keep him up and hustle him across the sideline. Good defence from Singapore. Ramanayaka tried to come to ground. He was accosted. On the 10 metre then. Singapore trying to get their way into this game. Tang with a wide one to Kunasega and Samuel Teo, number 5. Had a good run in the first half. He wants to see more ball in his hands. And it's been dropped cold again by Tang. That's a second stone cold unforced error. He'll be cross with himself. Another injury to Singapore. He had his eyes up, as always is the case. Drilled into kids at a young age, but still the temptation just to look up and see how the defensive line's coming at you. It's just too much. China, Malaysia will be next, followed by Hong Kong, Chinese Taipei, and South Korea versus Japan. Closing out the first round of men's matches. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look too bad. He's walking. Sri Lanka right on halfway. A quick heel and it's back to Dharmapala. This is the rangy Kavindu Pereira. Scored one nice try already. A low one to Dayan Ranjan. This is Ratwate. Puts on the footwork, puts on the big fend, and Ishraf is just clutching at straws. As Sri Lanka go in for their third try. That was nicely finished. Good class from Tarinder Ratwate. And again, it's Ranjan that delivers. It's a very good fend and a good finish from the big man. Ishraf going high and getting one square in the chest. It's a battle of who has the longer arms. The conversion's off the post from out wide. So 17 points to 0. Singapore now giving it some space, but Surya Bandera comes up and clobbers him and forces the ball out, and try number 4 to Handa Pangoda.
Scored the try and scored 5 points.
스리랑카의 중로도 11번 스리나스 소리 야만다라 선수가 플레이 성공에 5점을 득점했습니다.
Surya Bandera with the big hit, gets up to his feet. Good industrious work from the Sri Lankan flyer. Back in the squad. Missed out on Hong Kong 3 weeks ago. Just talking to some of the players earlier, they love playing on this grass here after the artificial track at Hong Kong Football Club 3 weeks ago. There's an overall preference for grass. Up goes Nicholas Yao, but he gets interfered with. Here goes Ting. Gives it a lazy one back on the inside. This is good support play. Yao could have given that, decided to hold. There's a contest here for the ball. But coming in an offside line with the Sri Lankans, so that's better from Singapore. I've tried to be positive with the ball in hand. One more pass there and they look like they might have been away, but Yao decided to hold on to it.
여러분께 안내 말씀드립니다. 오늘 경기가 종료된 후 경품 행사가 있을 예정이오니 모두 자리에 함께해 주시기 바랍니다. 오늘 경기가 종료된 후 경품 행사가 있을 예정이니 자리에 함께해 주시기 바랍니다.
Kunasagaran on the ball, gets accosted by Sashan Ibrahim Sahib. And look at that, it's going nowhere. But it pops out all of a sudden and now there's an overlap. Can Singapore work it? Yao, show and go. Takes on the try scorer and beautifully finished by Nicholas Yao. That is impressive stuff. Looked like it was caught up in a maul. Ting gives the delayed pass. Yao gets a worm burner. And a great fend in the chest of Surya Bandara, who can't get him before the try line. And good work, Singapore. They're on the board. Their campaign is open in leg 2. It's It's a wobbly old kick from Kunasega and it hits the post, so they stay on 5, and Sri Lanka have 22. As I'm joined in the commentary box by 2 cans of local beverage and 2 polystyrene trays full of local food. Thanks very much. Kunasega in with the deep one this time. That's not a number 2 this time. Taking it over the shoulders, Richard Dhamapala. Look at this from Sri Lanka. A great breakout from their own line, and again it's the try scorer bursting through. Surya Bandera gets chased by Brian Ung, but puts the chip in, and that's wonderful try from Sri Lanka. You won't see better.
Number 7, Sanchana Ramanayaka, has scored the try and scored 5 points.
In full flight, they are a great team to watch, Sri Lanka. And that's how they found themselves in the cup final 3 weeks ago, beating South Korea in the semi-final. There's a bit of Pacific Island about the way they play. They love to throw the ball about. They're athletes, they're physical, they've got great skills, and it's half time. It's 27 points to 5, Sri Lanka ahead.
This game has finished now. Sri Lanka defeated Singapore.
본 경기가 방금 종료됐으며 스리랑카 팀이 싱가포르 팀을 이겼습니다.
It's game over.
Next game will start at 12:50.
Sri Lanka 22, Singapore 5.
Next game between China and Malaysia will start at 12:50.
다음 경기는 중국과 말레이시아의 경기로 12시 50분에 시작됩니다.
Here they come, China versus Malaysia. Game 6 of leg 2 of the Asia Rugby 7 Series here at Namdong Asiad Stadium in Incheon, just out of Seoul. China, look out for number 12, Ma Chong, one of the stars of this circuit. But they got threats across the park, and the Malaysians, all local born and bred. Look out for number 7, Zulkifli. Got some handy players themselves, but China finishing up in second spot. Made the cup final Finished fourth, in fact, losing to Korea in the plate final 33-14. But on day one, China beat Korea and Japan in their pool, the pool of death. Beat them both. Maybe raised a few eyebrows. And Malaysia, well, they finished up in 8th spot, losing finally to Chinese Taipei, 22 points to 7. But they can play sevens. Got some very good, light-footed, fleet-footed players. Here goes Ma Chong, early doors, taken down by Zulkifli. China got some massive athletes, and there's one of them. Huge man, number 1, Chen. Must be perhaps the biggest man in this series, in this tournament. And look out for number 3, Gao Bin. He must be the tallest man in the series. There he is, number 3. He's got to be 7 foot, close to it. 2 meters tall, maybe. Malaysia then opting to kick downfield and get themselves the Chinese territory and apply some pressure now. Referee's Matt Rodden from Hong Kong. Stolen by China through number 8, Hu, the big man. Here goes Hu now. Oh, and he gets a big hit put on him by Sadiq. A good high shot across the chest, but he's still going. There goes Gao up to the halfway line now. Hu fires out a long one. Feng even longer. Can Shan decides to go on the outside. That's very good speed from Shang Chung Shan and opens up this game. And they've gone 60 meters off a Malaysian line out. Incredible speed down that far side. After the big men did some work early to upset the line out and then rumble it forward about 10 meters. Kick is away, so China 5, Malaysia 0.
Of China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
중국의 뒷번호 4번 창순 샨 선수가 트라이블에 5점을 득점했습니다.
That is a massive restart. Chen Yongchang chases it through, tries to bat it back, but it's gone forward. Incredible restart. No one had snow on it. Malaysia with a scrum. Nasruddin with the feed. I'd like to see some of these Malaysian stars open up, and there's a good taste of what they can do. This is Izzuddin, puts his head down. Zulisham away. Nasruddin decides to kick, but he's the only one chasing. Oh, he nearly gets the bounce. Comes back Malaysia's way into the hands of Nazreen. Starting to break up here, but the defence looks organised from China. Izzuddin, he's a big man himself, gets it up to the 10-metre line, and over the top was the very tall man Gao towering in there. He's won a penalty for China, and now if they can just work the space down that far side again. Is it Shan? No, this time it's Ma Chong.
Number 12, Chong Ma of China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
It wouldn't be long. You can't keep that man off the score sheet for too long.
선수가 트레이든에 5점을 득점했습니다.
And good work by Gao Bing to get down from 7 feet high and put some pressure on that breakdown and win the penalty. That's where it started.
Number 12, Chong Ma of China, has succeeded a conversion kick and scored 2 points.
Ball in 2 hands. Beautiful style.
선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
He's one of several top-line stars in this series to keep your eye on, along with players like Tom McQueen, Jang Song-min from Korea, Danushka Ranjan, and probably Jamie Henry today for Japan, and the inexperienced Japanese squad. Those guys are all world class. Here they come again through Nazreen, dispossessed, and now there's no one out there, and it's going to be an easy run-in and a second try for Shan Chongshan. Just losing the ball in contact there when they're trying to be positive, they're trying to attack.
Chan of China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
중국의 등번호 4번 참순찬 선수가 트레이든에 5점을 득점했습니다.
3 tries to 0.
Substitution by China. Number 1 is substituting for number 6.
From a million miles out.
팀의 선수 교체가 있었습니다. 등번호 1번 선수가 나오고
It's missed.
6번 선수가 들어갔습니다.
It's a great still there of Feng. And Shan with the easy run-in. 17-0. Time up on the clock. A dainty one from Chong. Ma Chong didn't go 10 though. Sure the Malaysians will continue playing after the hoot up. Nazreen straightens up around the ankles, goes Hu, and just pick and go goes Zulasham, gets shut down on the 22. Armours out, the big man comes in support Izzadeen, but he loses it in contact. Referee Rodden was playing advantage though. They'll still get another shot at this. Zulkifli. Can they unlock this Chinese defence? Oh! They'd work the overlap, but Zulkifli's knocked it on, and that'll be half time. China 17, Malaysia 0 in match 6 of this first day.
The first half of the match has just finished with China leading Malaysia with a score of 17-0.
방금 끝난 전반전은 중국 팀이 말레이시아 팀에 17대 0으로 앞선 채 종료됐습니다.
The second half of the match will resume after a break of 2 minutes.
2분간의 휴식 후 후반전을 시작하겠습니다.
There's the Hong Kong ladies team enjoying a break after their earlier victory against Uzbekistan. And it's China here leading 17 points to 0 against Malaysia. 3 tries. Malaysia yet to fire a shot. This is Hu. And the big Dalek arm goes out from Lee Huzan off the bench, and he shows and goes, and that's a beautiful effort. Straight onto the field, and Lee Denki has scored himself a terrific little try.
Has scored the try and scored 5 points.
중국의 등번호 6번 헝거리 선수가 트레이드에 9점을 득점했습니다.
What a fend. Got it going, and then he showed some footwork. All round good skill from Lee for try number 4. Ma Chong with a nice kick too, so that takes it out to 24-0. Look here.
Number 12, Chong Ma, has succeeded a conversion kick and scored 2 points.
등번호 12번 총마 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
Ma gets it up nice and high, but it's been knocked forward by the pursuing Chinese players. Malaysia will be desperate to improve on their final placing 3 weeks ago in Hong Kong, because they're definitely capable of getting up into 6th or 7th spot. It's quite a
관중 여러분께 안내 말씀드립니다. 오늘 경기가 종료된 후 경품 행사가 있을 예정이니 자리에 함께해 주시기 바랍니다. 오늘 경기가 종료된 후 경품 행사가 있을 예정이니 자리에 함께해 주시기 바랍니다.
Malaysia now trying to get out of their own half. Can they break this line? That's what they need to do. Safwan ends up going into contact. They need to get some of their game breakers into action, and a little knock on there brings that one to an end. China will be facing up against Sri Lanka in their last game of today, so they'll want to be building towards that. Here goes Ma Chong. On him is Zulkifli. He gets out of it somehow. He's a locksmith. He's a genius. And still gets the ball away, but he's just over the touchline. Like Gao's going off. Time for a can of coffee up here in the commentary box. Some local Korean coffee. Very nice, thank you. Keep us going for today. 24 games.
Substitution by China. Number 3, 11, 12. has succeeded for number 7 to 9.
두 팀의 선수 교체가 있었습니다. 번호 3번, 1번, 2번 선수가 나오고 번호 7번, 2번, 9번 선수가 들어갔습니다.
Malaysia trying to break out from their own half, but another knock on lets them down once again. Making a lot of unforced errors, which is just frustrating them as they try to break out, making it easy for China. Look at the size of this Chinese front row. It is quite possibly the biggest front row in this tournament. So to win one off the Chinese scrum, you're going to have to hope for some sort of minor miracle. It comes down to technique. There it is, it's a quick heel. Shan gets it away. Worked back nicely to Liu. He gets the arm out and he gets taken to ground by Safwan finally. And they're lining up wide now. They got huge width on this. Wang just runs and runs and runs and runs and finally goes over in the corner. What an effort. But he's been held up. Referee Matt Rodden on the spot. With his fitness, he's always going to be there. And what a run. Gets the arm out. Who's on him? It's Azri. Drives him over the line and holds it up. That's a good comeback from Azri to prevent a 5th score there to China. But they'll have to put on and defend some more pressure here. There's a player down on this side of the field for Malaysia. Looks serious. He's on his stomach, flat down. Concern, but he's up. It's Safwan. He's up. Bit of a limp. He's going to play on. In it goes. What can China do from here? Can Malaysia defend this? This is Pan, new man in the squad. First touch of the ball, and he goes in the corner there, does the new man. And straight from first phase, they whip it across the field. And dot down try number 5.
이제 번호 2번 용찬 남판 선수가 스트라이크에 5점을 득점했습니다.
It's going to be Wang with a shot this time. And he gives it a good old agricultural thud, but it's not on line. So 29 points to 0. The game's over. Again, wrong foot in the defence there. And he just gets a touch on him. Classy play from China. 29 points to 0.
This game has finished now. China defeated Malaysia. Players are coming to the crowd. Please make a big applause to the players.
Hong Kong now, game 7, Hong Kong versus Chinese Taipei. Hong Kong first seed number 1 for this tournament, having won the cup final in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago in front of their home crowd. And they'll be keen to continue that. The winner of this series will represent at the Singapore leg of the World Rugby 7 Series, which is a great carrot indeed. Chinese Taipei, they took 7th spot in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago, beating out Malaysia 22 points to 7 in the final of 7th and 8th spot. And they'll be up against it here now against this seasoned Hong Kong side who have brought back in Mark Wright for Jason Cunningham. So no, in fact, a gain in experience there. Here goes Tom McQueen now, puts on a bit of goose. Lee Jones goes in and tussles with a couple of Chinese Taipei players. Covered out, McQueen, Rimini, MVP. And here goes the pin-up boy of Hong Kong rugby, Yu Kam Shing. And that is a cracking start for Hong Kong.
Number 12, Harom Yu Kam Shing of Hong Kong has scored a try and scored 5 points.
홍콩의 등번호 12번 하롬 유캄식 선수가 트라이를 5점을 득점했습니다.
Rimini with the extras, Mr. MVP.
Number 8, Benjamin Limene of Hong Kong has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 additional points.
Good work from you there. Coming inside, steps inside 2, covering players, and put in the big fend to bang off a 3rd, and then he's got the gas to go under the posts. 7-0. Ben Rimini with the restart, and up time. This time goes Liu and takes that one down. Deciding to kick is Huang Po Wei, and that's a massive spiral downfield. It's a classic old spiral. But there's Mr. MVP. Tom McQueen now tries to start something from his own 22. Brother Alex on the inside. He gives him a generous pass and lets him go 55. You go get the points and I'll wait here and halfway. And that is what Hong Kong can do from anywhere on the field. I'm not sure they really peaked 3 weeks ago.
Alexander Mackion of Hong Kong has scored a try and scored 5 points.
홍콩의 등번호 7번 알렉산더 맥킨 선수가 트라이에 5점을 득점했습니다.
Number 8, Benjamin Limene of Hong Kong has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 points.
등번호 8번 벤자민 리메네 선수가 한무점 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
They'll remember Ben Rimini on this field, who sank the hearts of Korea in the 15-a-side Rugby Championship with a little chip over the top, recollect, scored under the posts to get a victory against the home side Korea, and just sank them like a lead balloon. Skipper Woodward goes up, loses it in contact. A couple of knock-ons there, but the ref says let's go. It's our new referee, Tavita Rockaverni from Fiji. And look at this, breaking the line with ease is Huang. Can he go all the way? Alex McQueen's after him. The 2 number 7s are going to go. And what a hit back from Taipei, Chinese Taipei, through Huang Po Wei.
Number 7 of Chinese Taipei has scored a try and scored 5 points.
대만의 등번호 7번 호웨이 황 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
Good footwork from the number 7. And now he's going to miss his own conversion from right out in front. He's hooked that one with some sort of crazy swinging foot action. Probably a bit of burning in the legs after a run like that, but it's Hong Kong 14, Chinese Taipei 5. Coach Gareth Baber will be looking at that one later. How did they get through us so easily? Ben Rimini's back to take this one on the full. And can they work a tiny wee blindside here? McQueen runs full into the big man Wu. Chinese Taipei have some big men out there. Rimini swings it away to McQueen, and now Woodward. He tries to put Yu away. Coming across his chin. Again he steps inside two players and gets the legs working to the 10-metre mark. Stretching them back this way now. Here's Coverdale. He puts on some footwork and gets out the one-hander to Lee Jones on the halfway mark. Tom McQueen makes it look easy going inside try scorer Huang and just jogs away for try number 3. Oh, he's not happy with the challenge. But if you want to leave it till the last minute to dot it down, that's what can happen. Try number 3. And that's straight from the kickoff.
Number 11, Thomas McQueen of Hong Kong has scored a try and scored 5 points.
홍콩의 등번호 11번 토마스 맥킨 선수가 트라이든의 5점을 득점했습니다.
Number 8, Benjamin Limene of Hong Kong has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 points.
등번호 8번 벤자민 리메네 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
If you're joining us from Hong Kong or Chinese Taipei, hello. We're on this YouTube stream for today and some of tomorrow. And from the Men's Cup semi-finals tomorrow, we'll be on rugbypass.com. Get yourself a free subscription if you haven't got one yet. Join us there for the final 10 matches of this tournament. Until then, we'll be here on YouTube, and you can tweet us at Asia Rugby if you'd like to have your say. Here come Taipei now. This is Lin Yunjun. Ah, Lee Jones has got himself an easy one. He's got himself an easy one there, but that was good defence from Hong Kong. Up in the face, hustling the Chinese Taipei players there. The man from the valley in Hong Kong. One of the veterans of the squad. When you look across this Hong Kong squad, some of them have been around for several seasons now. Fully pro players, all of them. And his teammate cannot convert. So half time, Hong Kong 4 tries to Chinese Taipei 1. It's a good start from the men from Hong Kong, and a good try to Chinese Taipei to keep them confident.
The match has just finished with Hong Kong leading Chinese Taipei with a score of 26-5.
방금 끝난 전반전은 홍콩팀이 대만팀에게 26대 5로 앞선 채 종료되었습니다.
The second half of the match will resume after a break of 2 minutes.
2분간의 휴식 후 후반전을 시작하겠습니다.
Hong Kong played Chinese Taipei in pool play 3 weeks ago. Beat them 47-0 on that occasion. Coach Liao Chiafeng in there with Chinese Taipei, giving some orders. And Gareth Baber for Hong Kong with the notebook out. Hong Kong in the difficult pool this week. They've got South Korea and Japan to play later today. And what's interesting about this series is that there's just 8 teams. They go straight into semi-finals tomorrow. So, and there's 5 serious contenders, you might say, for those 4 spots, and 5 doesn't go into 4. So it's, you got to get out of this pool A first to get to the semis, and one of the big 5 obviously going to be out from pool A. Rimini gets us underway again. Ukam Shing goes up high, soaring high, and does well to bat that back. Vardy picks it up, gives it to Rimini. Woodward now pins his ears back. He's trying to put you away. Takes on 2 or 3 players. The big man chucks it at the shins of Yu. And referee Tavita Roccavini has spotted that. And Woodward was saying to him there that it might have come off the legs of Yu. Looks like Ukam Shing's been doing a few bicep curls over the summer. Got those sleeves rolled right up high. He's got that junk season body. Chinese Taipei now. We saw them score a great try in the first half. Can they unleash something here? Yu is busy and knocks him down on the 22. Ryan Meacham is on for Hong Kong. So is Chris Mays. So Kadu Lee is also on. Gareth Baber rolling the bench. Hong Kong will get a scrum now, 10 metres out. Perfect position. There he is, Chris Mays with that impressive slug on the top lip. He's been likening himself to Brad Pitt in the movie Fury.
Substitution by Hong Kong. Number 12 is substituted for number 2.
Rimini right behind the scrum out of your picture. He's going to go right, pops it up to Rimini, and there's no one there. And that's beautifully read by the Hong Kong playmaker. Obviously a set move, unopposed, untouched. For try number 6.
Has scored the try and scored 5 points.
Try number 5, I beg your pardon. Sharing the tries around today. Ben Rimini has not scored 3 tries this match. He scored 1, and he scored 4 in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago, and he was the leading point scorer with 45, and that won him the MVP award in Tournament 1. A very proud moment for the man from Cambridge, and look at that. Off his trusty left, he's pinged it over.
Number 8 has succeeded on converse wickets and scored 2 additional points.
33-0, look at this. He loves it. Look at that, straight down the middle. That's beautiful stuff. You've got to take those extras in the crunch games, and there'll be some crunch games today. Referee Roccavini says ahead of the kicker this time, so Chinese Taipei will come back to the dot for a tap. Here they come through Lin Wei Ming. Putting his head down as Shi. Hong Kong probably happy to get a defensive workout here for a couple of phases. It's not going to be all this easy for the rest of their pool, so good chance to chest out the structures, give them a bit of a bend. Shi Pinyi, they're just struggling to get out of their own half at the moment, and dispossessed. Here comes Kadu Lee to Rowan Vati, Hong Kong's most experienced player ever in 7s and 15s, most capped 15s player.
Number 9, Luan Maki of Hong Kong has scored a try and scored 5 points.
홍콩의 번호 9번 로왕 바이티 선수가 트라이를 5점을 득점했습니다.
Not sure if he's got a headache or whether that was some sort of secret code signal to his fans, to his family. His sister scored a couple of tries for Hong Kong earlier. Benjamin Rimini nails it, so big one building here.
Number 8, Benjamin Limene of Hong Kong has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 points.
번호 8번 벤자민 리메니 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
Couple of subs coming on for Chinese Taipei. On comes Ho Ming Xian in number 6. Mark Wright is on the field for Hong Kong. He's the only change to the squad.
Chinese Taipei. Number 10 is substituted for number 6.
Beecham gets up after that one. Can't take it though. Hong Kong now are gifted some more ball in the Chinese Taipei territory. Rimini Kaduli on a short one. Fires it out to Meacham, screaming for it. Woodward, Tavati, Mark Wright's out wide. He'll go in untouched. No, he won't. That's some gas been lost there. And he's knocked it on. Maybe a bit short of Seven's time. His first touch of the ball in this. Thought he might just have pinned his ears back there for the corner. Good covering defence from Chinese Taipei. Chinese area now. Here's the stuff, but it's been pops up an easy one to Kadu Lee, who's as well.
Number 6, Kantori Kato has scored a try and scored 5 points.
For Hong Kong.
번호 6번 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
Hong it up. Points to 5. 7.
Number 8, Benjamin Limene of Hong Kong has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 additional points.
번호 8번 벤자민 리메네 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
They beat them 47-0 at Hong Kong. Out for in 47 and game as Japan take on South seeded 5. But
This game has finished now. Hong Kong defeated Chinese Taipei.
본 경기가 방금 종료되었으며 홍콩 팀이 대만 팀을 이겼습니다.
Next game between South Korea and Japan will start at 1:31.
다음 경기는 대한민국과 일본의 경기로 1시 34분에 시작됩니다.
yes, should be an interesting match now coming up in South Korea. Here we go with game 8. Biggest game so hosts Korea versus the Olympians.
Coming to the ground. Please make a big applause to the players.
대한민국과 일본의 선수들이 입장하고 있습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
And listen to this. There. Not working. Hear me out. From the Olympics versus Japan. Unbelievable to be seeing them seated 5th tournament like this, but they brought in Jamie Henry out of retirement to try and shore up the side and provide some leadership. They're a very young side. And they were beaten. Oh, it's nearly an early try to Yamada. Very lucky there, Korea, playing with fire under their own posts. Japan losing twice on day 1 in Hong Kong. Look at this. Very high risk stuff from the South Koreans. Now they have the difficult job of getting out of their own dead ball area, but they've got themselves a free kick. This man here, Kim Song-soo. This is Korea on fire. Yes, into the hands of Jong Yeon-sik. And the crowd is loving this as they take first blood in this match against Japan.
Number 7 of South Korea, Jong Yeon-sik, has scored a try and scored 5 points.
대한민국의 번호 7번 정연식 선수가 트레이드 내 5점을 득점했습니다.
Keep an eye out for this guy, everybody. Number 7. He scored 4 in Hong Kong, leg 1. He's the quickest man out there for Korea anyway. And it was Kim Song-soo, the Korean midfield centre who plays 15s, who broke out with that. He scored 6 tries in Hong Kong as well. And as I was saying, they're up against an inexperienced Japanese side. They brought in 4 new players, most notably Jamie Henry, who was on the World Series with Japan, scored some incredible tries that are YouTube sensations. He's been brought back in out of retirement, 7's retirement anyway. Here goes Kim Jong-min, inside to Jang Song-min, the local favourite. When we talk about superstars, there's none bigger than this man.
Number 3, Jang Song-min of South Korea has scored a try and scored 5 points.
They love him here.
대한민국의 동번호 3번 장승민 선수가 트레이드 내 5점을 득점했습니다.
He is one of a handful of real superstars.
Number 9, Kim Song-soo of South Korea has succeeded on converting kick and scored 2 additional points.
동번호 9번 김성수 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로
The
득점했습니다.
locals are loving this today. This is what they came down for. Oh no, he's going to go for that. That was terribly misjudged by Andre Kokola. Lucky not to be red. In the air, he wasn't looking, he had no eyes for the ball. And they really are pumped up in front of their own crowd, but that was a bit irresponsible. So Japan now can relieve some tension, get back into the Korean half. There he is on the naughty chair, Andre Kolkolard. Look at that. That could have been a lot worse.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make a big applause to the players.
Here come Korea. It's Jong Yon-sik again, the gas man for Korea. Puts in the centering kick, but Jamie Henry's going back. This big Japanese Kiwi. He's muffed it though, and Kim Hyun-soo comes away with it. This is Kim Song-soo. Nothing on this way. They've only got 6 players, remember. Trying to find a gap. 6 against 7. Tries to wriggle his way through a gap that Jamie Henry closed for him. He's shut the door, and he's been given a yellow as well. Jamie Henry is off. Both sides down to 6. You've got to sprint to the chair. Kim Song-soo gives the one-hander to Kim Jong-min, and look at that dive! How much are they enjoying this in front of their own fans?
Korea has scored a try and scored 5 points.
Beautiful work.
일본어 2번 김정민 선수가 트라이블에 5점을 득점했습니다.
Try number 3. They are pumped up, this team. And this pool of death, Pool A of the men's with Hong Kong as well. It's going to be an exciting round of games later today. Kick is good, 19 points to 0.
Number 5, Kim Nam-wook of South Korea has succeeded the
big
comeback
Superman
kick
dive.
and scored 2 points.
대한민국의 일본어 5번 김남욱 선수가 선거적 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
They easily beat Japan in pool play last week as well, or 3 weeks ago. Going down 1 try, Japan got ahead 1 try, and then Korea picked back about 4 to put 20 so points. Kolkolard is back on. That was him passing the ball. This is Kim Nam-uk. Here goes Jang Song-min. Look at this guy go! He's going! He's gone! And this crowd is egging them on.
Number 3,
This is some of the best Korean play we've seen.
South Korea has scored a try and scored 5 points.
And Hong Kong had better watch out.
일본어 3번 장성민 선수가
They'll be playing Korea later today at about 6:30 p.m. local time, and that should be a cracker if this game is anything to go by. As Japan still have 1 man in the bin, the man they brought in to change things. He's still in the bin. It's a scruffy looking kick, but it's just short from Kim Nam-uk. So 24 points to 0. Kim shapes to go right, then goes left, and Korea can do no wrong at the moment. Wave after wave. Here goes Kolkolard, this big young athlete. Just over the 10-meter mark. They've got their tails up. Jong Yon-sik with the ball. Here goes Jang.
Please make a big applause to the players.
Min Jong-min, as the stadium announcers are encouraging the crowd to applaud, and they don't need it. They're doing that already. Here goes Kolkolard with the tricky little flick on the inside. It's loosening up, and a kick from Jong. That's magical stuff. Kim Nam-uk decides to kick deep, and absolutely nobody's chasing it except for the assistant referee. And chugging back and kicking it for touch to bring this pulsating first half to an end. The best 7 minutes we've seen today, and perhaps in the tournament, from the Koreans. They excited us in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago, and Coach John Walters will be extremely pleased with this 24-0 lead at halftime.
24-0.
방금 끝난 전반전은 대한민국이 일본 팀에게 14대 0으로 앞선 채 종료됐습니다.
And the second half of the match will resume after a break of 2 minutes.
2분간의 휴식 후 후반전이 시작하겠습니다.
The fans are loving it. They're on the jungle juice. Love the rabbit ears there. Drunk one, drunk two, drunk one. That's the story. Excellent support from the locals, the local expatriates. There's plenty of support here on both sides of the stadium for Korea. And they have got their tails up. They could beat any team in this tournament with that sort of motivation. And Johnny Walters is down there now saying, keep it going, boys. And Japan, wow, they haven't fired a shot yet. We know that they are developing these players after their incredible run at the Olympics, taking 4th place, just missing out on a bronze. Beat New Zealand in the Olympic sevens and have chosen this tournament to blood a new generation of players with an eye on Olympics 2020 in Japan. That'll be their focus, and the journey starts here. Away we go again, and it's back in the hands of Korea. They're looking to put a huge score on Japan now. They'll really rub it in and stamp their mark on Pool A. This is Kim Hyun-soo. Comes back in off the left, steps on the right. Kim Sung-soo. 6 tries in Hong Kong. That's his first try today.
South Korea has scored the try and scored 5 points.
How important is this young man to the squad? 7 tries in this series, that's right. He's plays in the 15s in the midfield. Very powerful, big hitting defender. Hadn't seen him play 7s before, but no problems with the transition at all. And over she goes from Lee Jae-bok.
Lee Jae-bok of South Korea has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 points.
Lee Jae-bok.
10번 이재복 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
31-0, and it's a blowout already. Lee Jae-bok, he's also a prolific 15s player. Kokolard with the athletic bat back, but it's fallen into the hands of Japan. Here goes Hanada. Oh, that's good into play, and away comes Toyoro. But he chucks out a crazy pass over the head of Tsuruta. And he does something crazy as well. They really look like a team that hasn't played a lot of 7s, which is the truth. But we're in the second tournament now, and it's still not clicking for them, is it? Jamie Henry is off the field already. So his impact was not felt. And they're just struggling to find their rhythm, and you could say also that's down to the eagerness of this South Korean defence. That's Lee Seong-bae, number 12. He's a new man into the squad. Here goes Kim Hyun-soo, and that's great support. Can he put him away now? He left it too late, and the pass was forward. The idea was right, but Han Kun-koo, also his first appearance in the series, just decided to take on the last defender and slowed him down. Ran his supporting player offside. Well, ahead of the ball anyway. And that would have been try number 6. South Korea have Chinese Taipei in round 2 today, followed by Hong Kong.
Substitution by South Korea. Number 6, Kim Hyun-soo is substituting for number 11, Park Hang-yul.
대한민국 팀의 선수 교체가 있었습니다. 등번호 6번 김현수 선수가 나오고 등번호 11번 박항률 선수가 들어갔습니다.
Japan now struggling to get past their own try line. Look at this defence there from Kolkolard, going in hard. They are being forced to take desperate inches of ground here, unable to pierce this Korean defensive line. They don't seem to have any noticeable playmakers or speed merchants. And if you don't have either of those, Sevens resorts to a slow, difficult, up the middle sort of approach. No line breakers. Couple of minutes left then, and 3 minutes almost, and this really has lit the fuse down here at Namdong Stadium. Referee Charlie Brown does the hokey pokey as Saki Uchida comes on. He's one of the 4 new names in the squad. Can he do anything as he takes his spot out on the wing? Nice line out from Japan, and it's heading out to Uchida, the new man. Can Tsuruta put him into space, but he decides to run all the way to the 10-metre mark. Kasahara into contact. It's been knocked on in the tackle. I wouldn't have called that an infringement as he made the tackle, tried to swing his arm around the player, caught the ball. But Japan with a penalty. That was a little bit better from them. This is Uchida, the new man. And he is looking to make a difference. Pops it up to Toyota. And they finally work the space, and over in the side, Tsuruta is going to go in for their first try of the campaign to get them off their 0. And some polite applause around the crowd.
Number 10, Keiju Tsuruta of Japan has scored the try and scored 5 points.
31 points to 5. Good interplay there from Japan. They patiently worked their way out of their own half. Forced a penalty, which was a fortunate penalty. That's not his greatest kick, but it's his first kick today. That was a pretty rough attempt there by Kayotsuka. Just went in with no arms and really didn't attempt to take the ball there. Looks like he's knocked it on in the process. Bit of a clumsy challenge. Two minutes to go. It's all over. It was all over after a couple of minutes, really. Sorry, time is up.
Please make a big flow to the players.
From the scrum goes Lee Seong-hee. Lee Song-bae, can he go all the way? Steps inside another. On hand is Kokola, the big man. Look at that from the big young man. Wonderful, wonderful try. Try number 6. And they're on their feet here, putting their hand up as big time contenders. They can keep this momentum going throughout the 2 days. It's hard to see them being beaten. Sri Lanka and Hong Kong will be watching this, and China, thinking, holy moly, where has this come from? John Walters has got them spitting tacks. the kicks away, and that is a supreme performance by South Korea. 36 points to 5.
This game has finished now. South Korea defeated Japan with a score 36 to 5.
본 경기가 방금 종료되었으며 대한민국 팀이 일본 팀을 36대 5로 이겼습니다.
And next game between China and South Korea will start at 1:56.
다음 경기는 중국과 대한민국의 여자 선수 경기로 1시 56분에 시작됩니다.
Players are entering the ground. Please make a minimum flow to the players.
중국과 대한민국 선수들이 입장하고 있습니다. 선수들에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
We switch back now to the women's side of the draw. For a match between China and South Korea in Pool B. And you don't often see a basic error like that. They're going to play it, South Korea. Good on ya. Everyone thought they were coming back for a tap on halfway. Good break off the right. Ooh, big collision to the face there. Looked like a forearm to the face. I think it was accidental. I think she's okay. That'll put tears in your eyes. Anyway, on we go. This ferocious defense from China. South Korea, well, they looked okay in phases earlier on, going down 12-10 against Thailand. Scored a couple of good tries. They're not just here because they're making up the numbers. They played some good rugby, but China, although they only scored two tries, very impressive in their first outing today. Beating Guam 53 points to 0. And this is going to be an early try to China after having to soak up a little bit of pressure there.
Number 8 of China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
중국의 등번호 8번 다이거치 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
Nice flat ball. Good try by Yang Sol-hee.
Number 8, Taipei of China has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 additional points.
등번호 8번 다이거치 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 1점을 추가로 득점했습니다.
Third try to Chi. She's on a roll. Another early error from China from the restarts, 2 in a row. Love the way these Koreans are really positively attacking China. They're not daunted by the prospect of taking on these big Chinese athletes. Fans been treated to a back-to-back. Korean men's just smoking Japan there. And look at this from their own 22. It's Tang Minglin with her first try of the tournament. It's an 80-meter job. Referee Gabby Lee is on hand.
Number 3, Ming Ling Tan of China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
중국의 뒷번호 3번 링링탕 선수가 트라이에 5점을 받았습니다.
Hit the post from straight in front. Those are often the most difficult ones. A little bit of complacency can creep in. But it's 12-0 after just a few minutes. Can Korea get the restarts right? Yep. This time, Shu gets it 15 meters, and it's been tidied up by the Kim Dong Lee. This is Lee. Puts in a nice fend and decides to go right around the outside, but she won't get round the outside of Jiang just like that. All these Chinese players have serious pace. It's been snaffled, but not rolling away, says Gabby Lee. Korea with the line out. Nice little underarm effort. Taken down at the front. It's all very desperate though. Zhao Ying, number 4. Scored 8 tries last week, got 3 today already. Here come China. Good hands, good wide passes, and that is magical stuff. And Tang goes in for try number 2. That really is some of the best passing on the run that you'll see. They can get it 60 meters across field in no time.
Of China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
중국의 뒷번호 3번 링링탕 선수가 트라이에 5점을 득점했습니다.
Kick is away, so 17-0 it stays. Last play of the first half. South Korea, oh, nicely picked up on the fingertips by Lee Jae-yeon. But the arriving player has gone straight to ground, hasn't supported herself. This is Zhao. Could just kick it out. But there's never any mercy. This is Liu Yang. Liu Yang cuts back inside, and look at this athlete go. Finishes the first half with try number 4. That's a tidy first half effort by China. And South Korea yet to get on the scoreboard.
China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
두 선수가 1대1에 5점을 득점했습니다.
The first half of the match has just finished with China leading South Korea with a score of 24-0.
방금 끝난 전반전은 중국팀이 대한민국팀에게 4대 0으로 앞선 채 종료되었습니다.
The second half of the match will resume after a break of 2 minutes.
2분간의 휴식 후 후반전을 시작하겠습니다.
Okay, so 24-0 at half-time. China, 4 tries. Local girls yet to get on the scoreboards. Lee Min-hui with the restart. Find some grass. Jiao Ying, here she goes. This prolific try scorer. She's going to get try number 4 for the tournament. Coming across as Sun Ting Ting. Sorry, Lee Joyun.
Number 4, Ying Zhao of China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
12 tries in the series so far.
이게 중번호 4번 이자오 선수가 1대1에 5점을 득점했습니다.
Scored a beauty against Japan in the final 3 weeks ago. From a scrum feed, ran 80 metres, cutting inside 2 players. She's all class. And kick is good. So 31-0 now. And the crowd's gone a little bit quiet.
Number 8, Lanka has succeeded the converting and scored 2 additional points.
중번호 8번 이건지 선수가 한 번 정도 성공인 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
She gets it only 8 metres and it dribbles across the touchline. It's the 3rd kickoff mistake from China. Something's going wrong there. Xiao Bohi with the ball. Lee just juggling with the ball there, couldn't quite take it. Wasn't a difficult pass. Scrum on the 10. Here come South Korea. No, they're going backwards. There they go. And that's a bit of a mess there, and that's good hustling by China. Jiang puts in the big fend and just says, I'll go 50 metres here and just go under the posts. Thanks very much.
중국의 등번호 2번 천찬 선수가 세계 5점을 득점했습니다.
Just taps, goes, puts in the number 3 did well there. You got to say Kim Dong Lee showed good restraint actually to not try and tackle her. She would have been penalised, might have been carded. Not easy to do. Good restraint. 38-0. A good old thrashing. China beat Guam 53-0, so they have not been tested yet. They'll play Thailand later, and they shouldn't bother them too much either. But they'll be going into the semi-finals tomorrow without a real stiff game in the bank. Here's more good straight running from number 9, Ruan Hong Ting.
Number 9, Kim Ruan of China has scored a try and scored 5 points.
They really are scoring a lot of tries.
등번호 9번 홍팀 루안 선수가 스타일의 5점을 득점했습니다.
Good looking kick, but it's a beauty as it just gets across the crossbar.
Number 8, Tiger Chi of China has succeeded a comedy hit and scored 2 points.
등번호 8번 아이건 선수가 선보적 기부 성공이 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
And just so you didn't know, the 2 additional points been added there. If you're new to rugby, if you can get a conversion over, you get 2 additional points, which makes it interesting. Makes it worthwhile getting close to the posts actually, makes it easier. But when you're up 45-0, it doesn't really matter.
Substitutions by South Korea. Number 5, Song Ho is substitution number 9, Han Song-eun.
Here goes Lee.
대한민국 팀의 선수를 철거했습니다.
This is what we saw in their first game. Korea just running straight at the defence. Something could open here as Jang Hae-soo. Crowd would love to see South Korea get on the scoreboard here. This Chinese defence is taking no prisoners though. They are trying to keep a clean team score sheet for the first 2 matches. And there it is, just sitting there, and Sun Ting Ting just goes and helps herself. Jiang up to the halfway, gets bowled over by Lee. Final moments of this match 9 today. It's a big one for China. Korea want to finish strong. Bit of lazy running there from the Chinese defenders, but look at Zhao going in there. No daylight in that one, says referee Gabby Lee. I'd love to finish with a final try. Did that go forward? No, the whistle went to the lips, but she held back. And there it is, the knock on. So that'll be the end of the game. No, it's a penalty. What does China want to do? Do they want to score more points? There's nothing like being greedy Ooh, she was right in line, was referee Lee, and that went forward. So it's over. It's 45 points to nil. A bit of a drubbing, and China march forward to a date with either Japan or probably Hong Kong tomorrow in the semi-finals.
China defeated South Korea with a 45-0.
본 경기가 방금 종료되었으며 중국팀이 대한민국 팀에게 45대 0으로 이겼습니다. 다시 한번 멋진 경기 펼쳐진 대한민국 선수들에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Please make a big applause to the players. Next game between Thailand and Guam will be started at 2:18.
다음 경기는 태국과 괌의 경기로 2시 18분에 시작됩니다.
Here we go then. Game 10, opening day of the Asia Rugby 7 Series. Thailand in the yellow versus Guam.
태국과 괌의 선수들이 입장하고 있습니다. 관중 여러분께서 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. Please come to the ground. Make a big hand to the players.
Here's Guam. Earlier today, they went down to China 53-0, got a good old thumping. Thailand pulled away at the end and beat South Korea 12-10. Thailand in fact finishing 4th spot in leg 1, losing the plate final to Hong Kong 36-7. Guam took 7th spot, beating Uzbekistan 46-0. They hadn't scored a try up until that match and then put on about 6 tries, I think. There's Eunice Tay from Singapore, one of our officials for the weekend. Hello to everybody from Thailand and Guam. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. And from all around the world, if you're watching this, sun's gone out here at Nam Dong Asiad Stadium, so with the sun out it might just be a little bit cooler, but it's still fairly warm down there. Good bustling opening run from Brooke Pangilinan, but she's just spilt that as she's hit the ground, so it'll be a scrum Thailand on the 10 metre. Here come Thailand, and screaming up goes Pangilinan. Couldn't quite get the intercept, and Ruxina now takes it to ground. Naritsara cleans up. This is Pianut. Thailand struggling to get past this keen defence of Guam, and there goes Olivia Flores. She loves the contact, and it's spilled out fortuitously. Can Kayla Tagualta find some space? Nothing's opening up for either team yet, but I'm sure that'll come. Guam already looking more positive, a little bit better organised than they did in their first game. Not easy to get organised when you lose by 53 points against China, but they're definite underdogs here against Thailand. Guam fly half straight behind the scrum, Sarah Tagualta. Three Tagualta sisters in this squad. Didn't make it to Hong Kong. Straight hard running from Kitigua, and she gives it inside to Brooke Pangilinan, and they're on the board with their first try of the weekend. Good work by Guam, and a marked improvement in how they're playing the game in the space of just 2 hours. And that'll give them some cheer and some confidence to press ahead now. They're usually a happy bunch of players, these Guam players. Don't hide their smiles and enjoyment, even though you're not much of a smile there. It's all business. Good little chip kick there from Tagualta. Goes over the top, but it's been cleaned up on the bounce, and running away now. 60 metres goes Chichanuk. Oh, and she just gets it down. That's good desperate defence from Pangilinan, and never give up. But she pings one back to take them within 2 points of Guam now. Chichanuk Yusri. Kick is away.
Number 6, Yama Chokri of Thailand has scored the try and scored 5 points.
태국의 등번호 6번 피아마 총이미 선수가 트라이브에 5점을 득점했습니다.
Sorry, got the names wrong there. The team sheets that I'm looking at are incorrect. Apologies, that was a try to Ratanapon. And it was a try to Kichucho for Guam. Now that I have the right team sheets in front of me, I'll try to get the names right. Apologies to everybody watching. Here come Guam again, trying to work their way out deep inside their own half. There's one thing Guam are not short of, and that's courage and determination. But the same can be said from Thailand. Good run from Flores. Looking up was Kayla Tagualta. A head-high tackle coming in on her. Here goes Flores, just gets taken around the ankles by Ruxina. Lots of chat down there, mostly from the Thais, barking out orders, talking on defence. Sirika Kichicho. They're now working their way the hard way into the Thai half. They're on the 10 metre now. Sarah Tagualta. And finally a knock on by Thailand. Good hard graft from both sides there, just battling over a few yards. It's a close one here, 5-7. Hooter's gone. Guam with another chance. This is Kimberly Tagualta. It's good running, hitting the ball at pace. This is Sarah Tagualta. They come left, there's an overlap. Can Flores take it? She can! Skipper Olivia Flores gonna end this half with a second score to Guam. Good toil has paid off for the girls in blue.
Olivia Flores has scored a try and scored 5 points. 밤의 등번호 1번 올리비아 플로레스 선수가 트레일에 5점을 득점했습니다.
Good tight half for rugby there in Guam. It is 14-5 that take a one try lead into the break.
The first half of the match has just finished with Guam team leading Thailand team with a score of 14-5. 방금 끝난 전반전은 괌 팀이 태국 팀에게 14대 5로 앞선 채 종료되었습니다. The second half of the match will resume after a break of 2 minutes. 2분간의 휴식 후 후반전을 시작하겠습니다.
Chinese Taipei catching up on some emails and Facebooks and tweets up there. Off we go in the second half. Got an arm wrestle on our hands. Who would have thought? Here goes Utampon Liamnarat. She shows a clean pair of heels. I was about to say, who would have thought Guam taking in a first half lead against Thailand, but that has been closed a little bit.
Utampon Liamnarat has scored a try and scored 5 points. 태국의 등번호 9번 우투퐁 리암나 선수가 트라이블에 5점을 득점했습니다. Number 6.
Good try from Utampon.
Number 6, Piama Chongpumi has succeeded a conversion kick and scored 2 additional points. 등번호 6번 피아마 총푸미 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
The additional points have been added, so trailing by 2 now, Thailand. Six minutes to go as Erica Gichucho tries to make it up to the halfway line. This is Paper. She's on off the bench. Flores lays it back nicely for Sarah to go out. Good patient work from Guam, just forcing Thailand to get involved with a lot of tackling, but they've got no one out wide. Up to the 10 now. It's one off the rack running. It's more like 15s than 7s, but it's effective as they inch their way down the field. It's Flores now. Can she get away from Nyungju Ratai? She cannot. And after maybe 12 phases, someone gets isolated and Thailand win a penalty. Good determined defence from them. Trailing by 2, Thailand trying to ramp up the urgency now. Here goes Stanachporn. She's gonna go 60 meters after a show and go, and that's a great individual try by her, and she puts Thailand back in front. Superb individual effort. And she could have saved her team here, although there's a few minutes to go yet.
Number 6 of Thailand, Piama Chongpumi, has succeeded a conversion kick and scored 2 additional points. 등번호 6번
Conversion's good.
피아마 총푸미 선수가
So
컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을
Thailand now
득점했습니다.
19, Guam 14. Tiamat sticks it deep and it bobs into the hands of Utumpon and across the line. Can Guam get one back? No, they've knocked it on. Breaks down there. Here goes Naratsara. She's a great runner, this girl. Puts it on the outside to Utumpon, and she's going to go in for another try. And Thailand coming back and showing what they can do. They've got some real class, and Naratsara, number one, is one of those players can just glide through gaps like she did there. Misses the kick though, so it's 24-14. And in the end, Guam made a good fist of that, scoring 2 converted tries. But Thailand coming back with 2 late tries to seal the victory and finish up 24 points to 14. Improved effort from Guam and same from Thailand. Good contest here.
Next game between Japan and Uzbekistan will start at 14:40. 다음 경기는 일본과 우즈베키스탄의 경기로 2시 40분에 시작됩니다.
Game 11, Japan. The Sakura Sevens, Japanese woman, against Uzbekistan. And it's the Olympians against the hard-trying Uzbekistanis, with only 8 players in their squad, up against the machine from Japan, the winners of the Cup in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago. It's going to be a long 14 minutes for Uzbekistan. Of that, I am sure. But they don't lack any heart. There is the 8 of Uzbekistan. Haven't scored a try on the series, but I'm sure everyone would love to see them get one. Referee Just Wang from Singapore gets us underway. Japan earlier beat Singapore 34-0 on their first hit out. Uzbekistan got pumped 51-0 by Hong Kong, and unfortunately that sort of error like that is what's making it very frustrating for Uzbekistan and their coaching crew. They just can't take the restarts and they give the ball up straight away. Nakamura is straight behind the scrum here. A good heel from Japan. Ah, a beautiful show and go from Suzuki. She's happy. The happy Sakuras.
Number 8 of Japan team has scored a try and scored 5 points. 이번에 득점 5번 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
Beautiful skills, a vision, alertness. Japan just have to take these, Uzbekistan just have to take these restarts, otherwise they can't get anything going. Yamanaka will get us restarted. Such focus goes into her restarts, and that one's a little bit too deep. But see Uzbekistan not even looking at the ball. Number 4, Boltabayeva, just batted back onto the Japanese side as Nakamura tidies up, and here comes Shimizu. Hasn't got on the scoreboard yet. Scored 9 tries in Hong Kong, and this time she delivers. Yes, she's put away Noriko Taniguchi, who's been called into the squad. Didn't play in Hong Kong.
Number 6 of Japan has scored a try and scored 5 points.
이번에 등번호 6번 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
Scores her second try of the weekend and the series. Brings it round, but not far enough. So it's 12 points to 0. Japan over Uzbekistan. Yamanaka with another beautiful restart. Yes, they've taken one on the full. Beautiful stuff. Genji Muratova. But somehow gives it straight back to Japan, and they've fumbled it. Okay, good. Took that one on the full. Nice. That's what you got to do. But then in contact, the ball is spilled out. The Uzbekistan backs here are very, very deep, incredibly deep. So they go for the little hokey pokey chip kick. It's a nice one. Standing within the 5 metre tram lines there, which you can't do from a quick line out. Here goes Shimizu. Gets the footwork going. Nakamura rips it out of her hands, but from in front of her, apparently. Big scrum from Japan, but Uzbekistan get it back. They meet some stiff defence in the midfield. This is Taniguchi, try score, gets inside to her skipper Yamanaka, and she's on the end of some good work from Noriko Taniguchi to go in for Japan's 4th try.
Number 1, Ryo Yamanaka of Japan has scored a try and scored 5 points. 네, 일본의 등번호 1번 유요 야마나카 선수가 트라이를 해 오전에 득점했습니다. Number 1, Ryo Yamanaka of Japan has succeeded the conversative and scored 2 points. 네, 역시 일본의 1번 유요 야마나카 선수가 컨버전 킥에 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
Mio Yamanaka scores and converts and restarts the match.
관중 여러분께 잠시 안내 말씀드립니다. 오늘 경기가 종료된 후 경품 행사가 있을 예정에 오니 모두 자리에 함께해 주시기 바랍니다.
Ignatenko feeds the scrum and goes for another kick, realising that might just be their best option. Nakamura, the veteran, no troubles for her. One of the fittest players around. Here goes Shimizu, steps inside off the right. Is she going to get onto the scoreboard? Finally, 9 tries in Hong Kong, and there's her 10th for the series. Finally, she gets herself under the posts. And great work from Nakamura.
네, 일본의 등번호 11번 마유 시미지 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
Nakamura, the MVP in Hong Kong, most valuable player in the women's tournament. Really is a rugby machine.
Number 1, Ryo Yamanaka of Japan has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 points. 일본의 등번호 1번 리오 야마나카 선수가 컨버전 킥에 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
Half-time, Japan 26, Uzbekistan 0.
시간과
Resume after a break. 네, 방금 끝난 전반전은 일본이 우즈베키스탄에 36대 5로 앞선 채 종료되었습니다. 잠시 휴식 후 후반전을 시작하겠습니다.
Second half about to get underway. It's Japan 26. They've scored 4 tries against Uzbekistan. And they might just, that's a bit of a wobbly pass. First time we've seen her on the field, number 12, Susumi. Scored a bunch of tries 3 weeks ago, but she's thrown one forward there. Miscommunication there between Nakamura and Taniguchi. Yamanaka with the kick through. The assignment. Susumi's got the assignment of chasing that. She tries to pick it up on the run and knocks it forward. A little bit of patience there. And they could have been in for a try. Face plant there. Was it a face plant? I think so. She's screaming. She's in pain. That's not good. What happens here? Oh, it's a head clash. Right in the side of the temple by the looks, and then the shoulder goes back in an abnormal angle. Ouch. Outstanding commitment, desperately trying to get on that ball, and let's hope she's okay. If she's concussed or seriously injured, they only have 8 players, they'll be down to 7. And some polite applause for the courageous effort there. She did everything right, but 2 players going for the ball, 1 forehead, 1 temple. The forehead wins every time, and I hope she's okay. So Uzbekistan now down to their only 7 players. They can't afford anyone else to get injured. Japanese defence showing no mercy. Here they come again through Nakamura. Waiting out wide as Nakamaru goes over for try number 5.
Number 5, Ai Nakamaru of Japan has scored the try and scored 5 points. 일본의 등번호 5번 아이 나카마루 선수가 트라이를 해 오전에 득점했습니다.
It's a beautiful kick.
Number 1, Ryo Yamanaka of Japan has succeeded the conversion kick and scored 2 points. 일본의 등번호 1번 리오 야마나카 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공해 2점을 추가적으로 득점했습니다.
33-0 then. Japan. Finished off by Nakamaru. Not really been challenged by this Uzbek defence a lot. And they've got a tough game against Hong Kong at the end of today. Seeds 1 and 2 from their pool will battle it out. And an uncharacteristic little knock on there from Susumi. A couple of mistakes from her. She was impressive in Hong Kong. She's thrown a forward pass and fumbled that one. Here goes skipper Yamanaka, decides to put the foot down. Gives it inside to Yuki Su, who steps off the left. Gives it back to Yamanaka, who stayed in support. And that's good work from the skipper. Inspiring. They've gone 60 metres. No one got a finger laid on them.
일본의 등번호 1번 리오 야마나카 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
Off the post this time. Mio Yamanaka, 38 points to 0. And that's simple, beautiful rugby. Goes deeper this time. Taken nicely on the full by Abdul Karimova. And they get it through the hands. That's something they've struggled to do, is take a restart and get it through the hands. They've done it this time. It turns into a squabble on the ground for the loose ball and a little knock on by Japan. So with a minute left, Guam, Uzbekistan will have a scrum. Scrum penalty, driving in not straight. Yuki Su with the big defensive hit there. This is Aya Takeuchi with some beautiful dancing footwork down the far side there. And that was some sort of moves you'd like to see on the dance floor there. The in, the out.
Number
Beautiful
3,
balance.
Aya Takeuchi of Japan has scored a try and scored 5 points. 일본의 등번호 3번 아야 타케우치 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
The kick's away, so it finishes up 43 points to 0. Japan not really tested at all. Look at this footwork, in, out, shake it all about, and left line on the floor was Koyabayeva.
Japan defeated Uzbekistan.
That is class, ladies and gentlemen. So game over.
네, 본 경기가 방금 종료됐으며 일본이 우즈베키스탄을 이겼습니다.
The Sakuras step forward.
Next game between Hong Kong and Singapore will start at 3:02 p.m. 다음 경기는 홍콩과 싱가포르의 경기로 오후 3시 2분에 시작됩니다. Recording upload the players. 네, 선수들이 입장하고 있습니다. 선수들께 성찬 박수와 함성 부탁드립니다.
Now we have a Pool A match. It's the Hong Kong woman versus Singapore woman. The city-states, mate against mate, state against state. Hong Kong with a big hit out first up. Emily Sieur, number 1 with 3 tries. 2 to Vardy and 2 to Chosfold. A big first up win. 51 points to 0. While Singapore, well, they went down 34-0 against Japan. And Inoki Afiaki, if you're watching this back in Singapore, Director of Rugby Afiaki, I know you're watching this because there's something at stake here as they kick off, and Christy Cheng takes it down nicely, the skipper. As Hong Kong look to build towards their date with Japan later today and better their performance in Hong Kong, where they could only win the plate final. Chong Ka-yan bursting down the far side. These two teams met in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago. It was quite a close match. Just 7 points in it. Hong Kong winning that one by just a single try, and that gave Singapore a lot of confidence, and they have been impressive. Made big leaps forward with their sevens rugby for the women. Number 1 Chan Jiayu, she's been impressive as well, and bursting on there, coming at pace is Tawa Sosi. Got 2 big powerful athletes in their side. Here goes Lai Poisson taking on the last defender. She easily gets past Cindy Yuen, sets up a ruck. And Hong Kong, desperate defence, have earned a penalty. Colleen Chosfold taps and goes, 2 tries earlier. Gives it to Natasha Olsen-Thorne. She's powerful, she loves to go up the middle, but she's got pace as well. Olsen-Thorne is going to go 60 after an early tap from Chosfold. And just when you thought Singapore were hot on attack,
Number 6, Natasha Olsen-Thorne.
Hong Kong were patient.
Has scored a try and scored 5 points.
홍콩의 등번호 6번 나타샤 샹메오선 토른 선수가 트라이를 해 5점을 득점했습니다.
Her first try of the weekend. Look at
Number 12, Cindy Yuen Logi of Hong Kong has succeeded on conversion kick and scored 2 points.
Look at the fend there from Olsen Thorn. Wonderful fend, straight in the chest. She's very hard to get down one-on-one. It's very powerful, low centre of gravity. But hopefully Singapore can keep up that enterprising stuff. And here goes Tawasosi again. What a huge run from the 16, 20 metres, dragging 2 or 3 Hong Kong players. Garvey now with the wrestling flip down to the ground, but not rolling away. Referee Kamamuta very quick on that one. Here goes Tawasosi again. That was a massive run. This is Christabel Lim. Eunice Chu. Out now to Lai. She's going to take on Chong Ka Yan. This is good stuff from Singapore. Looks like the backs there are offside, the Hong Kong backs. Nam Ka Man looked like she was out of the line, but a cheeky chip through into the dead ball area, and it probably wasn't the best option. Hong Kong got away with that. So it'll be a 22-metre dropout. Schosfold decides to go quick because Singapore still had 2 players retiring inside the Hong Kong 22. They'll have to get behind the ball now. This is Alvinia Ao Yong, scored 6 tries in Hong Kong, knows the way to the try line. T. Tawasosi perhaps a little bit tired from that earlier block-busting run there. Here she goes again. Takes on Schosfold, takes on Olsen Thorn. Together they pull her down. Christabel Lim, acrobatic on the floor. Penalty though, just inside their own half. As I'm joined by one Justin Sampson in the commentary box. So they've nudged it downfield just a couple of metres, and they'll have a line out 2 metres inside the Hong Kong half. It'll be Avinia Ao Yong with the feed. And I'd like to welcome in Justin Sampson. Hello, Justin.
Grant, good afternoon. What a delightful day it's been so far.
Cracking day.
A couple of upsets.
This crowd has been treated to some quality rugby early on, specifically by their hometown boys.
That was impressive.
Hong Kong nearly running out of ideas there. You don't often see them kick in a situation like that, but the bounce was fortunate. Chong Ka Yan can't handle it. That's enough advantage, says referee Suguru Kamamuta. So back on the halfway, the arm is up for a penalty. Hong Kong making hard work of this. In Singapore, this is the same score they went down by in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago. So big improvements from Singapore women's sevens.
Yes, they've been up in Japan. They've had a bit of a training camp up there. They continue to improve, the Singapore ladies.
Here's Nam. Soaring in the air goes Cindy Ewan. And here goes Natasha Olsen Thorn. Spots a huge gap, goes straight through it. Throws the first one to the ground. Chots falls on her shoulder. They're up to the 22 now. Not rolling away, and Hong Kong on a roll. Olsen Thorn with the quick tap and go. She been supported, the ball just left there. Sloppy stuff from Hong Kong. Singapore now with a chance to get out of town. I think they might have to kick it at some point. Yes, the cheeky little toe poke comes in, and Garvey's back there. Tiring passage of play, and eventually it's knocked on to bring up the half time. So it's a tight one here. The City States, Hong Kong 7, Singapore 0.
Well, Hong Kong almost too direct. You saw in that last couple of passages of play, particularly by Olsen Thorn, that she had 2 players outside her, and that could have easily have been a try with a draw and pass, and yet she just decided to take the direct route. And that just comes with experience and playing together, doesn't it, dude? You've got to be aware of where the space is and shift the ball into space as quickly as possible.
You
The
can,
second half of the match will resume after a break to 2 minutes.
if you're watching from Singapore or Hong Kong or anywhere in the world, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, tomorrow for the last 10 matches, we'll be switching over to rugbypass.com. Crystal clear HD. Watch it on all of your devices at once. You could be watching it on your phone, your iPad, your TV, all at the same time. Get yourself a free subscription if you don't have one for the first month. We'll be on this feed right up until then, and the last 10 matches from the Men's Cup semi-finals coming to you, rugbypass.com. And you can also tweet us at Asia Rugby. Have your say good day. I'm expecting a tweet from Inoki Afiaki, who sadly could not be with us today.
No, he couldn't. He would have loved to have been here, of course, to cheer the Singapore ladies on. But no doubt he is watching, along with many others. And that's the potential of this audience we have here, Grant, in Asia. We're just saying inside with the Korean Rugby Union officials, they believe you've got an audience reach potential here in Korea of 100,000. And people have this perception that it's small and niche. Well, it is in a playing scenario, but watching rugby and international rugby, it is far bigger.
It's obviously a big university match on across town today.
30,000 people, I was told, at 11 a.m. this morning for the traditional Cambridge-Oxford University clash. The two universities have been around about 100 years here in Seoul, and most of them, of course, there for the university rivalry rather than the rugby, but there was a core that's certainly watching.
Here come Hong Kong now through Chosfold, and Chan's got her, goes high. Hong Kong swing it back the other way, trying to use the space, but they're forced, trying to get the ball into space. They're working hard. They're missing players like Aggie Poon this week. On the burst now comes Cindy Ewan to Chosfold. Stops and goes. Chan comes back at her. Sorry. And Christy Cheng, the skipper, puts in the big fan. Get down, sit down. And what a time for the skipper to pop up there and inch it round towards the post for try number 2 to Hong Kong.
Well, you've got to thank Chong there in the earlier play. Competing with the local audio here, but Chong was you could see there were 4 or 5 Hong Kong team members in front of the ball on the far side when this passage of play, and you can see here just off the fend, and always good support play by Cheng, but it started way back in their own half, and she brought the play right in front and got her support players on side, and then away they went with a nice little push on.
Okay, so a little bit of breathing space for Hong Kong now. Plenty of time left for Singapore, but it's 12-0. Chosfold gets the toe onto that one and finds some grass. So
you see, poor kick-off there by Singapore. They really should have grabbed that. They've got to get their hands on the ball, and they've got to take the game to Hong Kong to have any chance.
You see Annabelle Wu on there. Was very impressive in Hong Kong 3 weeks ago. There she is at the front, the big lift. Up goes Eunice Chu. It's a bit scruffy though, and Candy Cheng tries to get on it. It's all over the place at the moment. Referee Yamamuta says we'll have a scrum 5 metres inside Singapore half.
This is where Singapore really need to work their way up the field and hold on to the ball. There's only 12 points in it. There's plenty of time as Hong Kong make a substitution.
Emily Siu, 3 tries in the opening match, relieves her skipper. The French-born Hong Kong international. Add some beef to the front row.
Look how deep off camera, we might get a shot of it here, that Singapore is extremely, and they've fed the ball in wrongly into the scrum, so that's gone against them.
Sham Waisam, Josfold calling Sewer in on a dummy run.
Substitution by Hong Kong. Number 4 is substituting for number 1.
홍콩팀에 선수 교체가 있었습니다. 등번호 4번이 나오고
This is Nam.
1번 선수가 들어갔습니다.
Nam Karman straightens up, works her way up close to the 22 now. And eventually struggling to break through this line of defence, and here they come from a quick tap, but Sham Waisam puts her head down and takes it on 15 metres. Here's Sewer. Can she repeat what she did in the opening game? Looks like she can. Too big and strong, and they go high on her, and that's a mistake. Try number 3 for Hong Kong.
Well, it all started with the incorrect feed on the Singapore scrum, and Hong Kong just worked their way up through the hands, and Sewer, nice little push off fend and around 2 lackadaisical Singapore defenders.
Shots fold from about 10 metres in. Can't convert, so 17-0. Quite comfortable now.
Substitution by Hong Kong. Number 11 is substituting for number 9.
Anna Richards is held back on the subs. Tends to roll the whole bench straight after half time. Obviously sees this game as a tighter affair. Lindsay Vardy's now on as Singapore rumble it forward. They'll be looking for someone to break the line here.
Annabelle Wu at least maintaining possession, Singapore.
Chan does well. Here goes Shuhada. Didn't get much chance in her earlier game, and Hong Kong working hard on defence to turn that over. Lindsay Vardy's done so. Here goes Cheng. Candy Cheng takes it across the halfway now. Vardy's back in the action. Here's Nam. Chos falls out wide, puts her ears back. Chan comes in, pulls it to ground. And that's very good work. Pilfering there at the breakdown by Shudaha. She can't quite win it back though. And Hong Kong again, swing it across left. No one's really willing to take on the line, but Sewer will. Yeah, she will. She's too big and strong with her upper body strength. Again, they go high on her. And even if they hadn't got her, there was an overlap anyway, so good work from the bench.
Hong Kong has tried or tried and scored 5 points.
So who is having a good game? There's no doubt about it, but Singapore defence certainly helping her. It's about communication and attitude, and she split the 2 Singaporean defenders. You can see here, sizes up, gets around one, leaves the other one on the inside, and puts in a couple of big strides.
So conversion was good. 24-0, the hooter has gone. It's all over. Another one finds the grass, and that'll be the ball game after a close first half. Hong Kong have pulled away with 3 second half tries. Emily Sewer to the fore. She's on fire this tournament with 5 tries.
This game has finished now. Hong Kong defeating Singapore.
That's our final result. Hong Kong 24, Singapore 0, as we wrap up the second round of women's games.
Sri Lanka and Malaysia will start at 3:24 p.m.
Switch back to the men's side of the draw now.